If you were to ask her directly, Sabantu Sime would probably, in a very unassuming way, tell you that she herself is not prophetic, nor did she have the voice of a person. She was famously quoted as saying that, "My work is really a journey of self-discovery and in building community through rituals." She would also likely say something to the effect that she was simply carrying on in a long and unbroken line of ancestors that had come before her. And it was those ancestors that she still relied on and would reach out to for guidance in the direction of her life. Until her untimely death at age 48 in 2017, the direction that the ancestors led her on was to share the wisdom that she had learned and her perspective on community and spirituality with those in the West, in a way that would quietly revolutionize the ways in which we understand not just community. Although Sabantu herself may not have identified as prophetic, her gifts of wisdom were foretold by the Debar tribe of Burkina Faso that she was into. She was given the name of Sabantu, which means keep. Also presently named in Ghana and Ivory Coast, people who live in small agricultural communities where rituals play an important role in every aspect of life. Everything that the Debar do, from land ownership to hunting, religious observance to commerce, is done together in the community, just as their ancestors have done for generations. And there are several people in Debar society who are entrusted as the ritual keepers of these different aspects of society, and that they will continue on and be passed down to future generations to come. It was fully expected that Sabantu would be the inheritor of this ritual place. Yet, the ancestors clearly had not asked for Sabantu, and her life would end up taking her from the hot and dusty lands of Burkina Faso to the cold lands of Michigan, where Sabantu was accepted into a cultural exchange program at a As one of the ESL classes that she was taking was coming to an end, the teacher asked students in the class, "If you were to go back to your country, what is one thing from America that you would take?" Amid the colorful answers from the other students, Sabantu's answer was more profound. Water. While living in the United States, she had become fascinated with the fact that at any point in the day, you could turn on the faucet and water would endlessly come rushing out. The teacher did not believe that she was serious, but Sabantu was. She was used to having to walk 5 to 10 miles to fetch water and bring it back to her community. She would tell stories of how sometimes she and others were sent to get water and would have to sit beside the watering hole for hours, waiting for the water table to rise before they could gather the water that they would still have to carry back. The ritual of sitting in a circle and telling these stories to that class of English students would become the beginning of a lifelong project for Sabantu that would end up with this. Sabantu ended up settling in California, where she became a well-respected published author, showing the wisdom that she had learned from her West African context. She shared Degar's spirituality of preparing the mind, body, spirit, and soul to receive the spirituality that is all around us, and subsequently became one of the most prominent authors to bring African spirituality from the realm of anthropological study into one of practical application for those in the West. The author Alice Walker was once quoted as saying in her writings that her message, quote, "can help put together so many things that are modern Western." Yet, Sabantu never stopped thinking about water and bringing access to water to her people. So, in her workshops, she began to tell the same story about water that she did to the ESL initiative. For the speaking engagement that she gave for a group of high school students at Pargeter-Villarreal in Virginia, the students were struck by her story of having to walk to bring water back to the community. One of the students ended up calling the teacher that had invited Sabantu to come and speak and declared that, quote, "if they can walk, we can walk." The students set up a walkathon to raise money, and at first the fundraiser ended up raising $65,000 to dig 5 wells in Burkina Faso. From that point forward, that one fun fundraiser became a multifaceted nonprofit organization called Business Friendly, which brings communities and people together to support water and education in Burkina Faso and other countries around the world. Their mission was actually one simple statement: change is possible. And an idea, an inspiration, and some action can shift a situation that seems stuck into positive movements. That last line, an idea, an inspiration, and some action can shift a situation that seems stuck into positive movements. It's one that I cannot stop thinking this week. Especially as I have gone from committee meeting to committee meeting, where I've been listening to many of us here having conversations about the church and what the future holds and where we go from here. What I hear in that statement is that power is the power that can be harnessed in people coming together from diverse and disparate backgrounds and lived experiences to truly create something that can create change and make a difference. The key is wanting it and wanting to make it happen. Sabantu had no idea that her dream of digging wells for her isolated community in Burkina Faso would ever wish. It was simply that dream. But she held on to that dream and never stopped telling it. So she never gave up on that dream and carried it with her until one day she found an elected group of Virginia high school students who came up with a creative way to make it. And also think about all of the groups of people that Sabantu spoke to and who read her books together in groups. I wonder what were the discussions that they had afterwards about this then. I wonder what it gave them the energy and vision to achieve in their own communities, and how those ideas that they had been living on the back burner were the product of crazy brainstorming that they thought could happen, but never thought they actually would, became a reality that ended up changing their lives and futures. As Helen Keller, another person who famously overcame incredible amounts of adversity, was once quoted as saying, "Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much." But I don't think Sabantu would have told you that she was ever truly alone. She would probably tell you that everywhere that she went was with the wisdom and influence of the ancestors that came before her. As we heard in her words from your reading for today, the spirit of an ancestor has the capacity to see not only into the invisible world, but also into this world. And it serves as our eyes on both sides. It is this power of ancestors that will help us direct our lives and avoid falling into huge ditches. I'm aware that talking about ancestors and their influence is not something that many of us in Western society. Some people may not even understand the need of the ancestors. I invite you to think about things in perhaps a different way. Take this church as an example. I'm sure that if I ask many of you about the history of this church, and I know this because you'll be able to tell me all the people who served on the board, led this committee and that committee, volunteered and raised money for this nonprofit organization and that group, led events like the art show and other activities within the life of this church. All of those people, ancestors of this church and this space. All of that work and service is the legacy that they have poured into our collective history together. Their guidance is the wisdom that is still contained within these walls. We may not feel it, but it is a life force that is still. It is something that I can feel deeply within this space. It's something that I cannot. And even though I may not call directly out to them with small suggestions, I consider them part of the wisdom that guides you forward on its continuing journey. And it is the strength of that legacy that assures me that this church will continue in spite of all the obstacles and hurdles that it provides. And it is their stories that will help us see new futures together. They are a spiritual community that is as much a part of the physical community that is here before me. And make no mistake, they have a lot of wisdom still to share. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I've often said that this church is small. There have been many times that I've been here by myself, working in my office, when I've heard doors opening and closing. I like to think of it as a sign that there have been so many people over the years who are always stopping by and stopping in to chat with things. I like to think that even though they may no longer be physically present with us, they are still ever present in the spiritual world, doing the same thing that they always did, checking out a place that meant so much. Maybe it is not something you ever considered before, but it is a strength of this community that is part of realizing. May it ever continue to be so. Blessed be, Amen, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste. Thank you all so much.